I think we're recording, Steve. You ready?
Alright, let's do it.
Let's do it. Hi everybody, welcome to Pin Deep Disc Golf Videos. My name is Mike Jewell. I'm here with...
Steve Rico.
Got nothing to say after that.
You're going to keep going.
Alright, so we are your tournament directors for the 2021 43rd Annual Wintertime Open. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be a course walkthrough and a caddy book / players meeting. So, First of all, go ahead.
No, as we take you through the drone footage, we'll explain the holes, the distance, the pars, and all the OBs. So pay attention out there. But we will have the rule sheet at the booth the day of the event.
It will look like this. It might be a little washed out with that light. It will look like that. We have 2 universal rules for every single hole. First of all, there is a casual relief from the picnic benches, from beehives, from snakes, and from poison oak. So if you find yourself in those, you can take casual relief up to the very first point of good land that is farther away from the basket.
First available, as long as you're safe. And it'll be casual relief, no penalties.
Right. The other thing is the 2-meter rule is in effect. Cry me a river. Okay, cool. First of all, we want to thank our hole sponsors for the event. We have Luis Salgado, Howard Tan, Philip Pryback, Wayne Persons, and Mark and Susie Horn, the former TDs of this event for 40 years. So thank you everybody for helping out and getting us whole sponsorship. That helped out a lot. We did make this a B tier, so we did have to add the $750 added cash, so that helped out a lot.
Yeah, so, and another thing was thank you to the OG Disc Golf Club. They helped out a lot out there, moving pins and helping with the course. So thank you guys very much.
Perfect. And our title sponsors are Legacy Discs and PinDeepDiscGolf.com. So definitely go to Legacy Discs, check out their pro shop, and come to my pro shop at PinDeepDiscGolf.com. And thank you for joining the event.
Yeah, with that being said, we'll take you to hole 1.
Okay, on to hole number 1. We have a 310-foot hole. It is exactly 200 feet to this mandatory tree you see right in the center of your screen right here. You must stay right of that. If you go long and out of bounds, straight or over to the right, you mark yourself back in bounds where you were last in bounds. If you miss the mandatory, there will be a drop zone right here, and it will be marked 110 feet to the basket.
All right, on the hole 2 here, this hole is par 3, 284 feet. There's a creek up ahead that'll be marked with strings, and it will play as a hazard. If you go in it, you will take a 1-stroke penalty and play from where it lies.
And there is a road way up to the right. If you go into that road way up to the right, you'll be out of bounds there as well. You just mark yourself in bounds where you were last in bounds. But there's the creek that we just passed over. All right, on to hole number 3. This is T3 to basket 4. We're looking at 578 feet. This is an absolute bomber. There are no mandatories, no restrictions here, no out of bounds. And like we said at the beginning of this video, if you're under one of these picnic benches over on the left-hand side here, it's casual relief. So mark yourself at the first available land, and that's your lie. You can play from under the picnic bench if you want to. It's your choice, but it is casual relief. If you choose to use the casual relief, you can. No penalty for that.
Yeah, be safe. Make sure, and if you decide to play from under the table, just make sure and be safe.
All right, moving on to the spider tree.
The famous spider tree hole. This is hole number 4. It is 263 feet up this hill. Be aware of walkers going across this trail, horses. There's a bathroom up here on the right, which is out of bounds on the cement or on top of the rooftop. You will play from where last in bounds.
All right, on to hole number 5. This is the short version of this hole. This is 220 feet. This is a par 3. And as you can see, these orange cones will be where the basket's going to be. We didn't have a basket for this video, but this is where the basket's going to be right here. You'll see there's a little bit of an out of bounds over on the right-hand side and long straight. Mark yourself last in bounds if you go OB.
All right, on hole number 6 here, this hole is par 3, 221 feet. You will be crossing this road. If you land on it, you will play from where last inbounds with a 1-stroke penalty. Again, be cautious of walkers or traffic going across this road.
Yeah, the road's going to play as a river, so both sides of the road are inbounds. If somehow you throw wicked far over that fence over on the right-hand side, that's going to be out of bounds, obviously. All right, on to hole number 7. This would be the famous Paul Harris hole. And no restrictions here. It's going to be dead straight in between these two trees. No restrictions, no mandatories, no out of bounds. 222 feet, par 3. There you go.
All right, this is hole 8, 426 feet, par 4. You have to go left of that marked pole right there. The cable on and beyond on the right side is OB. You will play from where last inbounds.
That's your drop zone that we just flew over there. If you missed that mandatory off the tee, that's where your drop zone was. It's the normal tee for this hole.
And as you get up towards the basket, parking lot is OB. You will play from where last inbounds.
Okay, hole number 9, 305 feet. It will be on the rock line. Basically a Stockheiser. I'm not going to teach you how to play it, but Stockheiser, 305 feet. The parking lot way over to the left is going to be out of bounds, and that's it. So be safe.
Yeah.
Make sure the hole's clear before you tee.
All asphalt is OB. Hole 10, 486 feet, par 4. Those 2 trees will be a mandatory. You must go through them.
And then after that, there's no restrictions on this hole. You got to make it through that double mandatory at the very beginning, and that's it.
If missed, you will re-tee with stroke penalty.
Right. Since it's right there, since the drop zone is the tee pad and the mandatories are right there, you're losing no distance.
This is a great hole.
This is an awesome hole. I like it a lot. As you can see, placement golf. Be smart. Man, who flew this drone?
I was just going to say that.
Goodness gracious!
He was like a pilot.
All right, on to hole number... What number are we on? We're on 11. 325 feet. The fence on the left-hand side is out of bounds. Other than that, no restrictions. 325 feet, par 3. If you do go over that fence, just mark yourself inbounds where you were last inbounds with a stroke penalty.
All right, on to hole number 12. This is 233 feet. Straight down this fairway. Left of fence and beyond is OB. Should not come into play. But if it does, play from where last inbounds with the 1-stroke penalty.
Yeah, that fence is pretty hard to get to. You got to go through some serious woods to get to it, but it is available. Just be safe. All right, we got ourselves a new tee pad here. This is 313 feet. All of this is out of bounds. Everything that you see here so far is out of bounds. You must reach this dirt road that we're catching up to right now. That is your first good ground. If you don't make it to that, you're going to go to the drop zone, which is the normal tee for this hole, underneath the tree over by the island's basket.
Yeah, there's a cable on the left side that really doesn't come into play, but if you do go over it, 1-stroke penalty, play from or last in bounds.
This one's a par 3. This is hole number 14, 370 feet. As you can see, there's a wire fence on the left-hand side, and that will wrap behind the basket. If you go over that, you are out of bounds. No other restrictions. You will see the next tee pad is over on the right-hand side with those orange marked cones. Just be safe there.
So here we are, new tee pad, a little bit shorter, 241 feet. You must land in the island here, or proceed to drop zone with the 1-stroke penalty.
See the drop zone right there on the right-hand side? It is exactly 50 feet. We marked it with the laser from that drop zone, 50 feet to the basket. So you must be safe on the island. Even if you cross over it and go out of bounds, you must remain safe. All right, on to hole number 16, the Green Monster. You have a fence all along the left-hand side here over the dirt road. That's out of bounds the whole way. When you get up to the basket, you're going to see a series of poles and wires and all that kind of stuff. There's no restrictions there. It's the only OB here is going to be on the left-hand side, that fence. Make sure the hole is clear before you tee. This can be reached in one throw. You are looking at 432 feet, and it is a par 4. We should have a spotter here on this hole, right?
Yes.
I think so. I think we'll have a spotter on this hole each day.
Here we are, hole number 17. This is a par 4, 420 feet. There's no mandatory this year. As you get up the fairway towards the pin, the bathroom, rooftop, and sidewalk around the bathroom will be out of bounds. You will play from or last in bounds with a 1-stroke penalty.
Yeah, in years past there were mandatories, there were OB lines, lots of crazy stuff happening here. We didn't really think any of that kind of stuff was necessary because there's no other tees around, there's no other baskets around, so
maybe in February we'll do that.
Maybe in February we'll change some stuff up, but this concrete right here by the bathroom is out of bounds. All right, on to hole number 18. This is the pro pad right here. We're looking at 589 feet, and this is the am pad right here, 514 feet. This is a par 4. To make it to the Mandy for the pros is going to be, I believe it's 305, and for the AMs it's 264. If you reach the street that's dead ahead, that's going to be out of bounds. And then you have this mandatory tree that's looks like a little V shape coming up on it right now. That's your mandatory. You must stay right of that. And then there's going to be an OB line that wraps all the way down the fairway on the left-hand side that goes behind the basket. If you're over that, you're out of bounds. And as you can see, this road that runs along the right-hand side is out of bounds as well. There we go.
Yeah, the string line will run right along the left side of the rocks right there. Left side of this tree.
Again, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for everybody that signed up for this event. I'm really sorry that not everybody was able to get in. Obviously, this was a last-minute thing. We wanted to keep the streak alive. You know, again, thanks to Mark and Susie Horn for doing it for 40 years. We really appreciate it. Thank you for Johnny for doing it to the last 2.
And yeah, thank you to all the players, the participants, all the staff out there, the OG Disc Golf Club. Thank you guys all so much. And we'll be taking sign-ups real soon here for the event in February.
So we're going to get back to the regular event in February. This, like we said, was a last-minute thing. We had to do it in December to keep the streak alive. In February, we're going to try to go as absolutely big as possible. In fact, we're actually going to try to go back to an old-school thing that they did back in the 80s. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you in the signups. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time.